You got a haircut?
Yeah. So cute. What do you think?
I love it. I saw it on Facebook.
Yep. I did the big
That
old...
is a good haircut.
Thanks. Did the big old choppity chop.
Who do you trust to even do that?
This really great hairdresser that I'm pretty sure is autistic.
About hair, like Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's like the sweetest guy. What I love about him is that he follows directions really well.
My hairdresser just has a horrible attitude, and I say things to her like, can you just make it short but look long? And she'll be like,
Well, that's a shitty thing to say to a hairdresser, to be fair. You can't. That's not. So, you know, maybe you want to
why don't
look
you know
internally
what I mean by that?
on that. Can you make it short but look long? Yeah. The hell.
I want it to be long but feel short.
No.
That's not a thing.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So sorry for your luck. But I do this every few years where I'll just grow it out and then just chop it all off and start over. So I think this time I'm going to let my gray grow out a little bit and see if I like my natural color. Because
What is your natural color?
Well, it used to be like dirty dishwater blonde. But I think it's lightened up. But I mean, to be honest, I haven't seen like my natural color in 30 years. So,
Holy cow.
there's that. So, and I have a ton of gray, especially around the front. So you can see, well, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it's all silvery in there. So it's like, we'll see. If I don't like it, I mean, you know, I can always change it. So, how are you, my love?
Great. I'm switching primary care doctors, and I just hung up with her.
Oh, yeah?
And actually, when I met her, she was like, I asked her opinion about GLP-1s, and she was like, not, I'm skeptical. And I went, oh, great.
Oh, God. You're like, well, let me tell you a story.
I just told her the story. So that was when she was on my podcast. That's how I met her on Meet the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And so today I had a chance to kind of tell her, this has been my experience. I was also very skeptical. I don't necessarily need you to manage it because I'm managing it elsewhere. But I can't be your patient if you're against it. Like, that's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she's not against it. Her perspective has changed, and she's happy to manage it with me and even prescribe it if I need it. She's not against it anymore. So I feel like that's good. And she's not my only doctor. I don't necessarily just need her.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was really positive. And I don't know if you have this around where you are, but in Austin, we have a lot of fancy people.
I hear that.
And so
I heard that
there's a lot
story.
of concierge doctors now, and you just pay a low membership fee. Like, she's $120 a month. And basically it is, for me, it's a pass to skip over all of the garbage that comes with going to the doctor, like making appointments or going in and waiting in the waiting room and not seeing the doctor, but seeing some mid-level who doesn't know you and just wants to prescribe a bunch of crap. Mm-hmm. And so I think of it as a convenience fee. And so
Do they take
it's
your
the
insurance
best money I spend.
too, or no? Because I've heard of ones,
Well,
like, I know there was
no.
one that my mom had seen. She was a nurse practitioner, though. And I think she didn't take insurance. You paid a subscription fee, like a monthly fee to be her patient. And that was all you paid. It was something like that.
There's a bunch of stuff included in the membership fee, but she doesn't take insurance for anything.
Okay.
If you need something that she doesn't do, then she's going to refer you somewhere else where they do take insurance. So I think it's great. And she's actually in a better spot for me than my old one. My old one, I don't know what happened. Something happened in her personal life and she quit. She was like, I'm done. Fine. You can switch to one of my partners or find a new one. And I was like, well, you've been kind of checked out for a while, so I think that's my cue to find a new one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's done and off the to-do list. And we got back from a trip to Minnesota last night.
Oh, nice.
I haven't been on the scale in a while.
How'd that go? Did you
Great.
Did you weigh yourself yet?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
I haven't.
Okay.
I meant to this morning. I didn't get around to it.
Yeah.
But it's always not what I think. Like I think, oh my gosh, I'm back to 200.
Right.
And then I'll get on and I'll be 187.
Right.
Have you seen that Instagram where it's like what I thought I looked like at 278 and looks like she's 180, and what I think I look like at 180, and it's the opposite photo of the same person. I'm like, that's me.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm 300, and when I was 300, I thought I looked fine.
Yep.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I had a little bit of a setback. I've gained back like 4 pounds. So I'm like, I weighed myself yesterday or the day before and I was 199. I'm like, God damn it. But the truth is I got out of the habit of like recording my calories and taking my ADHD medication, which I've talked about before because it helps with like, it has appetite suppressant in it, or the ingredients. I don't know how it works. I just take it and it's supposed to work. So, and I think there was 1 week where I didn't dose myself. So I was like, oh, and I was like, why am I so hungry? What is happening? I'm like, oh, Cammie, you idiot. Like, so.
Yeah, you got to remember to take it.
Yeah. Or else it doesn't work. Isn't that weird? So, but I'm good. I'm kind of struggling with some things at work. And it's a whole thing. I can't really get into the...
Well, you were kind of off the 9 to 5 for a long time, weren't you?
Well, I was... Yeah, because I worked with this company and I was laid off. And then I basically didn't really work... didn't work for like a year. And got on... and I went and got my real estate license in Indiana. And, I'm with a real estate firm and I'm their office manager. And, it's just a lot of moving parts. And I just don't know if it's really going to be the place for me long term. But... I'm essentially going to stick with it through the summer. And in August, I'll probably reevaluate what I want to do. Yeah. So. But, it's fine. I've got my mother-in-law here visiting. So that's been fun. She's great. She's been, taking Cordelia to the pool and having like in-home childcare has been like a dream. So that's been great because I was like, hey, I gotta like go, like yesterday I had to go show a couple properties like 50 miles away or whatever. And so, and she was able to be like, oh, sure, I'll take her to the pool, whatever. So that was really cool.
Are you doing 2 jobs? Like,
so essentially I'm working like 5 hours a day as the office manager, but then I'm doing some of my own real estate stuff. I mean, I'm not like doing a gazillion transactions, but I do have one that's probably going to be closing in the next couple weeks. I've got a lease option purchase kind of thing coming up next year. I might be listing another property. So, I've got some stuff going, but it's not like a full-time income. So
I'm in a bit of a reset mode and I have been making a lot of changes around what are we working on over here. And so I just basically paused everything that wasn't customer related. Like I just looked at all of it and said, if this is for a customer, we're going to keep doing it. And if this is for us, other than this show, like this is the only one that we're still, we are great at making podcasts. So we make a lot of podcasts, but not all of them are being paid for. So we just press pause on all the marketing ones that we're doing that aren't for customers. That's given me a lot of peace around my schedule and how busy we are, and really liking it. The slowdown. It's good timing for summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm just choosing to be not stressed. And it's a weird like mindset, because you have to like make the conscious decision that all these things that you don't have any control over are just, I've just decided it's not going to bother me. You have to just do that. And I know it's like so much easier said than done, especially if, you know, you've got anxiety, depression, ADHD, like it's rough, right? Because sometimes your brain just spins out and you don't really have any control over it, right? So.
Well, last time I saw you, you were talking about your sleep study. Did you get the results?
So, so that's still a challenge, because the sleep study that I had, and I can't remember, did we talk about this where I said that it wasn't to diagnose me?
Yes,
okay.
You did.
So I still have not had a resolution to that. It's been a challenge. So, but I've had so much other stuff going on with work that that got, you know, again, I'm putting everybody else's needs before my own health. So that's a lesson to all y'all. Don't do it. You know, it's just, I have to stop giving 100% of me to everyone else. It is so difficult when you're a people-pleasing empath. So it's it's so like, it's like compulsion. Like I understand how people are like, I just can't stop. I've got OCD and I'm like, yeah, like my OCD is, you know, making everybody else happy and ignoring my own needs.
Your Thanksgiving menu just popped into my head.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's this amazing person at my church who runs all the women's programs. And like a year ago, she sat all of us down, any of us who help out with anything. She just like brought in breakfast. She sat us all down and she said, listen, y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, don't do too much. Because here's what you're doing when you do too much. You are saying to everybody else that they can't help and they can't host and they can't lead if they don't do it like you do it. So dial it down, all of you. I'm asking you right now, dial it down. And I was like, I never thought of it that way. Like, I just think I'm being extra because I'm extra. And ever since she said that, I have been way less extra. I've just been like, yeah, my house is a mess, but I'd rather that you're here than think that I'm perfect. Like, it's more important to me that you're here and we're having a good time than you think, wow, look how everything in this house has its place and a label on it.
Right. Like, let's lower those expectations. Let's just, you know. Yeah, 100%.
One of our listeners, probably our most loyal and favorite listener, whose name starts with an M.
Yeah.
She said something about what you had said about sleep apnea was really, really important for everyone to understand. And so with the changes to compounding and the you know, we're all sort of having to jump through hoops, especially if you want insurance to pay for your medication, to cover your medication, that there are conditions that make it easy for insurance to approve you for weight loss medication. And one of them is sleep apnea.
Well, that's interesting.
I thought that was useful.
Yeah.
And so I remember at my last appointment, my provider was like, are you sure you don't have a family history of diabetes or heart disease? Or she was listing all this stuff and I was looking at her like, do you need me to have a family history of that? And she said, well, she's kind of like, I was like, blink once for yes and twice for no.
Like, is there a code I should know? Like, what are we doing?
Really funny. But if you suffer from sleep apnea and it's weight related, that's actually really easy. I guess my understanding now is that that's an easy one to relate to getting the prescription approved. So
interesting. Okay.
There's your useful info for the day.
Yeah. I might have to look into that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Did you get new insurance when you got your job?
No. It isn't.
No. Are you on your husband's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like...
Me too.
Part-time, hardly pays anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just... Yeah. And there's some things going on in the background that I'm not 100% okay with. I mean, nothing illegal, please. Nothing like that.
At work?
Yeah.
Oh.
So maybe I'll dive into those details probably at another time because it's still kind of all up in the air. But it's nothing. It's not like, oh, shady realtors are being all weird. No, it's not that. So
realtors doing shady things,
right? No, it's nothing illegal. It's just some personal choices that some people make.
Are they putting out for coming soon signs too early? Or?
No, but you better. Well, so
I got a real estate joke in my pocket here and there.
Okay, good. No, they're not doing that. They did just change the rules about that here, but
well, what is it, a day?
No,
24 hours?
So you can put your listing into not coming soon, but they call it pre-market status, where you're basically just telling everyone that it's a coming soon, but you can't put the sign in the yard. You can't, start like really advertising it until it's active on the MLS. So I'm like, okay.
Here it's 24 hours. You can put the sign up, the coming soon sign up. But we were looking at this. We were about to make an offer on a house like in April or is April. Mm-hmm. And the only reason we knew about it was because our agents were in the same office.
Oh, okay.
And my agent got really upset with this agent because she put it up like 5 days early. And then they got a bunch of drive-bys and they're like, we lost our early advantage. And I'm sure something went on behind the scenes that she didn't tell me because she was like, we're not putting this offer in until Monday. And it was like Thursday or something. And I said, okay. And after that, we just decided we weren't going to offer at all. Mm-hmm. So someday I think she'll tell me what happened. But I trust her so much that I was like, I'm fine. We don't need to move right now.
Yeah.
It needed a lot of work. I wasn't into it.
Yeah. There was a situation we were talking all about recently where there was one of like an agent within whatever office it was sent an email out to all the other agents within the brokerage saying, hey, I'm going to be listing this property. Just an FYI, heads up. And there were two agents within the agency that had buyers for that particular type of property. One of them just wrote up an offer and submitted it right away. And the other one...
Why wouldn't you?
Well, the other one thought that, I'm going to do the right thing and wait till it's active to put my offer in. And then it was the question of what's the ethical thing to do and who was more right. You know what I mean? So there was, it kind of, at least with our MLS, was a little bit of a gray area. And the second agent made a complaint about it because, should they have done that? Should they have just all waited for it to be active the next day or whatever? But, she felt like...
Well, why was the problem that the seller accepted it early and then they didn't even have a chance?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't feel too sorry for the agent who didn't do anything.
Yeah. So, but the question is, what was the right thing to do? Like, was it totally okay? And the second agent just, early bird gets the worm kind of thing and she lost out? Or should that first agent.
Did the listing agent say we'll accept offers until this moment in time?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, that's just all I know. So I'm like, okay, well. Anyhow. So,
I do love this stuff, though.
So how are your kids?
They're good. Kari's going to overnight camp from Sunday to Thursday for the first time ever.
Oh my gosh, overnight camp.
Yep.
I remember we did some of that as a kid.
So
how old is she now?
I'm excited for her. She's 7, but she's getting close to 8. You know, she's closer to 8.
Oh, she's 7. The same age as Cordelia.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She wanted to go. I keep being like, are you sure you want to go? Like, please don't. I've never been away from you for this long. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's been several times where Cordelia's been with my mom for like a week or more, or Justin and I had to go out of town together, and my sister, you know, she was with my sister for 5 or 6 days, you know. So for me, I wouldn't be worried about like, oh, she's not going to be at the house, like she's not going to be with me. It would be like, where is she? Who's she with? Who are the other kids? Who's going to manage this? If somebody like loses their mind, what if she wakes up in the middle of the night and she wants me? You know what I mean? Like, I would worry about all of that, not her not being with me. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's church camp, and her regular babysitter is a counselor, so she's going to be there with her. So,
well, that's
and then
good.
there's tons of adults, tons. Like the ratio is like 1 adult to every 4 kids.
I remember when I was like 12, I was at a church camp thing, outing. I don't know if it was like I don't think it was an overnight thing. I think it was like a day thing. And, you know, all got in the bus, and there wasn't very many kids that went to this particular like event. Usually it's like, oh, you got like 50, 60 kids. Well, there's only like a dozen of us. And they left me at the campground.
What?
Yes. I told one of the guys, so everybody was getting on the bus, and I told one of the guys, I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. He's like, okay. So, you know, they're like, there's so few kids, they didn't bother even doing a head count. And I come out of the restroom, and there they are, a quarter mile down the street with the bus. And I'm like running, and I'm like waving, and I'm like, So I was like, well, so here I am, 12 years old, in this campground with nobody. The only reason that they even turned around is because one of my girlfriends that I was friends with was like, you guys, where's Cammie? And then they had radioed. So there was a van. So they had all the kids in the bus. And then there was a van that had like all the supplies in it, like food and all that stuff. And the van came back and got me. I just sat there.
Wow.
Yeah. It wasn't very long. It was like 20 minutes.
That's really scary stuff when you're 12.
Yeah. I was like.
And there were no cell phones, right? No.
This was like this would have been 1992, 3.
That's such a 90s story.
Yeah.
Speaking of the 90s, you know, I was in my hometown all weekend in Minnesota. And it's grown so much since I lived there, you know, like it's way more dense, lots more stuff. One of the things they added since the last time, well, since I lived there, is a Texas Roadhouse. Do you guys have that?
Yeah, I got one.
Do you eat there?
Right down the street.
Okay, well, this is my first time in Texas Roadhouse because I live in Texas, so why would I go to Texas Roadhouse? That makes no sense.
Okay.
All right. Well, we were kind of hungry. We just really wanted a break from being in the house. Mm-hmm. And Kari was gone at my sister's. So we took Ellie to Texas Roadhouse with a couple coloring books. And I couldn't believe it. It was like the entire town was there at Texas Roadhouse, and everyone was
It's the hottest joint
having
in
a
town.
good old time. They're dancing. They're doing Footloose.
No.
There is a guy on a rolling around on a saddle with wheels, riding around the
They
restaurant.
don't have that at our Texas Roadhouse. So
It was like, is this what Minnesotans think Texas is like?
probably
So funny.
like some caricature of the state. Like,
It was really funny. So, yeah, that was a good moment.
oh, that's funny.
Now I can say I've been to Texas Roadhouse, but in Minnesota. And they actually had a 6-ounce steak, which I thought was
oh,
cool.
perfect.
Like they had a really small steak option. And so I had that. I felt sick. I ate too much.
Yeah.
I ate too fast. I felt sick.
Yeah.
There was something else. Last week I had Whataburger because it was the only thing. I had taken Kari to a party and dropped her off for a couple hours. So then I wandered around Target and I was hungry and I just ordered a burger and they accidentally gave me the fries. Even though I said I don't want the fries, they still gave them to me. So what did I do?
You ate them.
I ate them.
Mm-hmm.
I was so sick, Kimmy.
Oh, no.
I don't know if it was the fries or the burger, but I'm guessing it was the fries.
Oh, weird.
And
Were they extra
there's
greasy
nothing
or
you can
anything?
do. They were kind of greasy. They were still crispy, but my body just is not used to that fat content, I guess. Who knows?
Yeah.
I won't be going to Whataburger again.
I've never been there.
Well, it used to be my thing. Like,
Yeah.
there was one by my apartment when I lived in Houston, and it was the only thing open in the middle of the night, and so I'd leave the bar and roll through that Whataburger a couple times a week.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well,
anything else you want to add? I think we got a pretty good update in there.
yeah. I don't know. I'd like to go take a nap. Can I add that?
Okay. Yeah. Good
no,
idea.
I don't know if I'll be. I don't know. I'm trying to like logistically think if I actually can, but I'm like, I got stuff to do, and I gotta go back to the office. We have a career night tonight that kind of like helps people understand how to become a real estate agent and that kind of stuff.
Why would you want more of them?
Well, it's a whole thing. Anyways, I already committed to it, so I feel like, okay, now I gotta do it. So it's all good though.
Well, audience, we always love hearing from you.
Yeah.
What do you want to find out from us next? Always have on the back burner that we need to bring some experts in to ask tough questions too. So I know that I'm working on that. What would you like us to ask the experts?
Yes, listener questions.
I know, just because I talked to my own doctor today, I'm worried about maintenance. I'm worried that she's going to tell me I can't stay on it. So I'm always worried they're going to take it away from me. Don't take my drugs.
Right. Yeah, I got, speaking of doctors, I got a letter that my primary care physician's moving to Colorado.
Oh, bye.
I'm like, girl.
Now you got to find a new one.
Well, I'll probably go with somebody else in her office. But I was like, girl, you've been my doctor for 5 years. So I was like, okay, well, I better go have my visit and get all my prescriptions renewed so that I can figure out who I'm going to go to. So
Well, look around. I mean, you have enough stuff going on that concierge might be really helpful if it was affordable enough.
Right.
Like when mine started, she was only $80 a month, and the convenience was outstanding.
Okay. Well, I'll look into that.
Okay.
All right, friend. Well, it's good to talk to you as always.
See you soon.
Follow us on Instagram at Less of You Podcast. Are you confronting the same challenges and have a story to tell? I'd love to hear your story on our Skinny Shot Stories podcast. Contact me for more details at skinnyshotstories.com. If you're a doctor and would like to learn more about sponsoring this or any of our cosmetic surgery and weight loss podcasts, go to lessofyou.com. Less of You is a production of The Axis. TAGAXIS.io.